This right here is the new Mustang Mach-e. And yes, it's very different than the Mustang that you and I are probably used to. But it does keep some of the Mustang tradition, like the sequential tail lights, the pony in the front, the mustache, handlebar grille style. It looks different, and it's also an SUV. And it's also Ford's next generation of vehicles, as this is actually fully electric. But the transition from coming from a gas-powered vehicle to an electric vehicle, Ford did an excellent job keeping things familiar, and also it doesn't feel too odd when you first operate the car. As for a fine example, you still have the push to start button, and the gear selector is the same gear selector you find on some other gas-powered Ford models that they have available. This little gear knob. What's it like driving this thing for one whole week? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you my overall experience with it, things to look out for, and some interesting software features that this car actually has. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and talk about the driving experience. Remember, this is an electric vehicle. The cool thing about electric vehicles is that they only have one speed. It doesn't have to deal with a clunky gearbox. You just hit the accelerator and it goes. It doesn't have to wait to downshift or anything. The instant torque on demand is really torquey, especially off a dead stop. It'll really get up and go, and still has plenty of power to make safe passes on the highway and such. Your turn signals are still located on the steering wheel column, and as a fun little Easter egg, if you listen closely, when you toggle the turn signal, it makes it sound like you're riding a horse. Here, take a listen. Doesn't it? I think this is a really cool Easter egg. So this being the Platinum Mach-e, this does a 0-60 time of 4.8 seconds. And this is the all-wheel drive model, which means this has an estimate range of 277 miles for the 91 kilowatt battery. They have a lot of different configurations, so this is all personal preference and something to look out for when shopping for the Mach-e. As currently for the Platinum, there's 4 battery packs to choose from. Standard range, you have the option between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, and with this battery capacity, if you actually get the rear-wheel drive, it does give you additional range, but will also hurt your 0-60 time as it goes from 4.8 to 6.1. So it's all personal preference really, but they have everything for everyone. And for my personal experience, daily driving this car for 1 week, it's plenty of range to be honest, and also supports fast charging as well. Thanks to Electrify America, these networks are becoming more and more available, so it's becoming less challenging to find a fast charging station for the Mustang. Now, if those numbers are not impressive for you in terms of performance, you also have the GT option, which that one is the next step to the Platinum. It has a mid 3 second 0-60 time, and range isn't too far off. Also has some aggressive, stylish features as well on its exterior looks. Now, this being an electric car, there's a lot of electric car features into this thing, like smart car features. As a fine example, if you don't want to carry the key fob around, which looks like a traditional Ford key fob, you can always substitute it with your smartphone. You can actually link it so that your smartphone, it doesn't matter if you're on iOS or Android, this could be your main key. So when you get into your car, all you need is just your cell phone. And if you're going to a beach or something like that and you want to leave your keys, your phone, everything inside the vehicle, but you don't want to be locked out of the car, keeping it Ford's tradition, you do have access to the number keypad right here on the side pillar on the driver's side. As long as you remember the code, you can lock the vehicle from the outside with your key inside and unlock once you're ready to leave. Now, in terms of all the important creature comforts, this car has it all. Everything is controlled on this unique looking display with the volume knob right here onto it. It looks like it's glued on. It's really unique. You could turn off the audio by simply tapping the little center part right here. It does this cool wave animation, but you find all the important features and you can customize and create personal profiles to each driver that has access to this vehicle. It is a split climate control, which means both the passenger and driver side can adjust the temperature to their desired choice. Both driver and passenger side both have heated seats, and the steering wheel itself is also heated as well. And if you're a driver that utilize Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the display that it displays for your smartphone is actually massive, really good too. It's not out of the way or out of the ordinary. The screen size, this is the largest I've seen Apple CarPlay in any vehicle, and I love the fact that Ford actually utilizes this massive display screen for the best Android Auto / Apple CarPlay experience. Oh, and this is wireless Apple CarPlay, by the way, which means you could actually drop your phone here in the wireless Qi charger on both the driver and passenger side. They have access to this. There's a center console right here that does have this hidden compartment thing going on where you can actually store stuff in here and hide it all entirely. And then you can also move the armrest like this if you like. Cup holders, does have cup holders, which is quite nice. Now in terms of driving experience, it's fully customizable, but just driving alone, since the weight distribution of the battery is literally in the center of the vehicle, making fast turns is actually very confident. It feels extremely confident in this vehicle, especially since this is the all-wheel drive version. It could handle turns very well, almost as good as a Mustang. Don't roast me on this comic section about that, but it's that confident is what I'm trying to say. Now, in terms of braking, it does have large brakes in the front, as you can see right here, but in my opinion, it's not tuned properly. It's really hard to get a smooth stop because it just applies pressure, and it just needs to be tuned a little bit. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it takes a while to get used to. I personally prefer doing the one pedal driving, to be honest. This is a much smoother transition compared to just using the brakes. Plus, the benefits of using the one pedal driving is when you deaccelerate, the engine is regenerating that lost energy back in the battery pack. So it's beneficial, and you use less of your brakes, which means your brakes will last longer. Now in terms of passenger space, this is a good amount of space for a small size family who just getting started. You have seats for passengers back here. I have plenty of headspace thanks to this glass roof, which looks absolutely amazing from the passenger side, the rear seats right here, but this glass roof definitely does give you more headroom. In terms of cargo space, I was actually able to fit two flat screen TVs back here, a 50 and a 55-inch display by folding down the seats. That gave me additional cargo space. It wasn't an issue, and if I want to hide something, there's hidden compartments down here if you lift this container up. I like the fact that this cargo hider, forgot the name, but this thing is included and it's not blocky, it actually goes up automatically, so it's really nice to hide your personal belongings from exterior point of view. And it's automatic, but a thing that I did notice is that there's absolutely no rear bumper back here. I know as a part of the design, it doesn't look that bad. I also like the fact that the reverse light is actually integrated down here, a part of the diffuser, but I just noticed there's no rear bumper back here. So, this being an electric vehicle, I'm glad to inform you that you do have access to a frunk. Everything is divided here, which means storing groceries and stuff like that from rolling around or something, it's really easy to actually lay everything out and securely place them here. I like to put to-go orders in here because it frees up the interior cabinet from smelling like to-go food. So this way, it doesn't stink up the interior. That's one way you could definitely utilize the frunk. And it also has a little drain plug too in case something spills. And the divider, yeah, you can remove this if you don't want it there. So if you don't look at it being a Mustang, like a two-door car, for an SUV, it really does look aggressive, and I really do like it. It's slick, it's stylish. I like the fact that this spoiler wing design over here like blends in so nicely with the tailgate. Some other automotive manufacturer usually get this part wrong and they just put like an extra wing. This one, I like the fact that everything just flows nicely all throughout. And the door handles, if you take a closer look at them, they're little wings too. They're electric, so when you push this little button, they just electrically pop out, and it makes going in and out of the vehicle really easy. It's not that hard. The rear passengers, they don't have the wing, but when you press the button, it just electrically pops open, and it's really convenient. It's not even that annoying or anything like that. It does it all in a matter of seconds. So all in all, yeah, it's not a bad electric SUV. Yeah, I know. I closed the door with the key outside my pocket was the accessories on. That's why I honked. But it's not that bad. I'm pretty sure anybody who's in the market for an electric vehicle, especially an SUV, yeah, give the Mach-e a chance. You may like it. And if you want the more beefier model and you're anti-Tesla, there's also the GT version as well that has a similar 0-60 time like the performance Model Y. So consider this. All in all, if you'd like to see more electric vehicles, check out this video over here as I review my Model Y performance in that video, and then the video next to that one is the Ford Explorer. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.